Hey everyone, just Umbrella here, and I was planning on doing some videos for you guys yesterday, but I now because I had to work from 9:30 to 6, which was originally supposed to be the plan, but no, my work site gave me 3 extra hours, and so I had from 9:30 to 9:30, and with New York and with the train system running in New York pretty much fucked up this whole weekend. An F train wasn't running today, actually wasn't running at all for this weekend. Had to take the E train, had to basically walk from here over the Times Square just to get to work. That was just coming from back. By the time I got back, it was like 11:30. So I had no energy to do any videos for you guys, and let alone the time for it. So Food Wars and My Hero Academia got updated on the mangas, but I only got a chance to do 2 videos today. So for you guys, I wanted to decide to do My Hero Academia on Monday, since I pretty much all the rest of the afternoon. And I'll give you a dose of both Food Wars, in this case, but both the anime first, which is what I'm doing right now, and then the manga afterwards. So episode 2 of the second half of season 3 of Food Wars, Onward to the Tootuski train. And basically, after having Erina do her speech from last week's episode, she motivates the other students to participate, and mostly forces all the students to participate in a seminar to prepare themselves from the ingredients from fruits, vegetables, more specifically festivals, the wild game, which is the animal meat, the fish, and I think the 4th one was the wheat. Basically, the 4 main ingredients of Hokkaido. And it also explained the fact that they're going to Hokkaido next for this. They also got like a brief description exactly what to expect from Hokkaido and how the advancement to second year exams work. So basically, they'll start from every first year will start at one place. Then all the ones who pass the first part of the exam will move on to different parts of Hokkaido. So basically, mostly every student who passes the first exam moves forward, pretty much helps the entire part of Hokkaido. And that was just like you go from this point to this point to this point. It's basically everybody goes down the same direction, but after a certain point, they'll get branched out to certain places. So basically, all of Hokkaido is basically covered in full. Anyway, to do this part, they introduced to late in the episode, so much later in the episode. But hence with the title, the first part of the exam was going by bus. The next, in order to travel to all the parts of Hokkaido, they decided to go through trains. But the trains instead of one of those luxury sleeper trains, it basically cost a little more extra in order to not only to ride, but also going to take it at least a day or two, so depending on where you're going from. I know these trains existed. I personally want to take a ride on these trains, but I never exactly know where can you hop on a board to take a train like that. Whereas you can just not only book the train ticket, but also get enough money, also book both a room, the 1 day or at least a 2-day room in order to get to your destination. Since the train is constantly ongoing, well, there's a few stops. For those who live in the United States or live in the world knows what I'm talking about, let me know exactly how that train system works. Back to the episode. Okay, before I want to move on forward this, I had to point out the fact that we were teased last week from Erina's sexy teacher outfit. In this episode, we got full of no food castings here until much. I'll get to that one later. We get to Erina's sexy teacher. If there's any cosplay I want of Erina from Food Wars, it would have to be her teacher outfit. If anything, the camera shot was her ass first, and then panning up forward to the tits, and then we get the full shot. It was just like, oh my god. I would love to be in a classroom with Erina. If she was my teacher and if she was hosting a seminar and I was in this school, in the dormitory, and she was going to special summon, I would love to be in her, no matter how much she crammed it all into my head and being strict and being harsh. I would love this as long as I get to see that outfit. I'd be happy. Apparently, even Hisako got involved in it as well, where she had her own outfit, though she didn't get that much sexy screen time compared to Erina, but she was older giving her some cramming everything. Basically, all the students, mostly the dormitory residents, were basically the ones who were closely associated the idiots. Basically, Yuki and Daigo, I think that's his name, the one with the tank top. I might have forgot his name. I think his name is Daigo. I pretty much forgot. Are the ones that basically not well saying the showable seem to be the most terrified of her when she gets angry. Especially when we get to when we get to land on Kaido. Apparently we see Yuki. Now Yukiko basically scared to tears. It's kind of about how Arina when she gets tea is terrifying, and she has like this golden aura surrounding her body, like almost like she's about to snap someone in half for taking things too lightly. It's like, yeah, Arina Sensei. After having so much of the craning sessions to burn into their heads, which they still continue to this day, which they still continued onto the exam, it feels like they're very much like they got everything hammered to them on nearly close to a weekly onto like every daily basis for like a whole week. And speaking of the seminar, it was just the dormitory students. There was also somehow, some way, Nikimi and the Aldini brothers got involved in it somehow. You know, those two are part of the rebel students along with Alice and Rio. They're also considered part of the rebel students, but they didn't take part in the seminar since they weren't in the dormitory. So they got part of the seminar. So it wasn't just the Polish dormitory residents. It was also Nikimi and the Aldini brothers. And now moving on from the seminar to the actual event. Basically, how the exam is going to work is for the central fixed students, or should I say the ones who fall central to the rebel students. Basically, all the examiners, the instructors, are giving pre-tempted ingredients to the central students because they felt Asumi Sensei methods in how to move Tootuski forward, while the rebel students decided not to do that and go the opposite route. To purposely sabotage to the rebel students, they say to give them spoiled ingredients. And that's not just students the 5 rebel students that were involved in this part of the episode, where it was Soma, Megami, Arina, no, not Arina. Well, Arina was also in the class, but in terms of 5, it was Alice, Ryo, and Yukiko, where they were given some spoiled salmon, where the main ingredient was salmon, but everybody else got fresh salmon while they got spoiled. But they have until sundown to complete in order to make a dish to the standards of the instructor, where she hopefully that every student who took part of Asumi Sensei's classes will pass with flying colors. I'm pretty sure the majority of all the students did pass. We only get this one. You only get to see like one group of the 5 students, random students, take part in the exam and manage to pass it. While she had high hopes of the fact that the rebel students would fail, now it turns out they managed to catch them before sundown, managed to quickly get to see shots of Rio go into his berserker mode, puts on the banana and just goes berserker, like, who the hell do you think I am? And he shouts him like, so this is like the same guy whose specialty is seafood, and you're telling the guy to keep up with how fast can he be? You know, he is top notch in speed and comes out of cooking fish dishes. So to keep it short, the rebel students pass. And the way how they worked a food gasm into this by finishing their dish. Excuse me. Okay, so the 5 students after the 5 rebel students managed to deliver their dish, it looks like he actually gets to serve up to the instructor. And when she finally took the bite, she was like couldn't help resist this dish. Takes a bite out of it. First off, before it even gets to the full food gasm, but like the way I was titled food gasm here, but like how this worked out for it to get hit to the head with a fish, like literally, like the first time like a ham, like the fish, it was like so heavy, but it's so light, so it got like splurged up to the chest, like she was like jumping out of the ocean, because for it to get hit by how heavy the fish was, she got lifted up in the air by how light the taste was, or like the dish itself was. And then there was a shot of a fish coming out of the ocean, and instead we have like. I saw legs, fish body, and then there was a face inside the fish's mouth. I was just, when I saw that, I was like, cannot help that was the kind of, but that was the food gasm direction they went with this one. Compared to them, I think it was the same thing that happens in the manga. Again, but she was like mostly of an elder age, it would seem kind of weird to have someone like her age have a food gasm. I think it would be really weird and really creepy to see, really strange to see that. So again, to keep this short, the rebel students passed almost like every rebel student from the 5 that was just meant to clone out Arina, along with the rest of the Aldini brothers, and the Blessed Holdors are 2 students. students in the Polar dormitory residents also passed, along with those students who managed to see for those who've made headlines into the autumn election. During the autumn election arc. Now, surprisingly by then, now the fact that our plan is ruined. Now, hoping the fact that the next few stages, which we're going to see later, hopefully gets to knock down a bit the rebel students. We still don't know, there's no word mention of Hayama just yet. We don't know exactly where he is, but those who read the manga know exactly what happened to him. But those who didn't read the manga, who are anime watchers, you gotta wait till at least a good next episode. Not until like maybe a preview of next week's episode in order to see what happens next. Or at least it was out afterwards. So in simple, this episode did enough. Oh, before I end the video, they decided to close out the episode. There were some moments of Aaron doing setting up the group seminar. Every time for like for a good few seconds, you're interrupted by Isumi Altini, not Takumi, by Isumi, to tell her to go take a look at the stars during a certain car in the train. And she's okay, I'll do it later. Then Rukio comes in, telling her to give her like to go to the spa room. And she explains how she got a massage and like her shoulders, pretty much her neck and shoulders stiff, and she feels a lot much lighter. And she's trying to explain to go to the massage place. I couldn't help but realize that the camera was panning towards to the light. It was like, panning downwards, right to the area of their tits were basically the most exposed. Compared to the most, at least if Nikimi's not there, there's only 2 students in the entire dorm, and at least the Rebel Alliance that at least have the same bust size, which is both Ryukyo and Aaron. Now, along with Alice and Nikimi, Megumi doesn't actually that much of a bust size, but compared to the other girls, she might have. I think it's comparable. I think Yukiko is the only one who doesn't have the same bust size. Again, moving on. I'm pretty sure YouTube's gonna flag this here for sexual content. And Megumi comes in to go and her some tea this time. To open her tea, she actually drinks it. And then someone comes in, someone's the last person to close the episode off, and the two just have a conversation. But no one knows the fact when they left the forest, they see the starry night sky in the winter. Aaron back then used to hate being around, hate seeing someone's face during given their history back in the past, but seeing all the events transpire. So now she doesn't start to mind, and there was a glint, and there was a bit of in the scene in her eyes. To close the episode, saw the starry night sky covered by she's staring at Soma. Hinting, or at least basically small hints, the fact that Anna might have feelings for Soma. I'm surprised on the side for someone going along with Megumi towards the end of it, but maybe that's not the case, since Soma's kind of almost kind of oblivious to female advances. Hell, he easily knows Nikimi being the yandere here in the situation of the student today, so it gives me he's one of the most oblivious characters. But that's for the future. That's for the future for the anime and the series for the series to move forward. As for this episode, the episode did a good job at least of saying to set up the Hokkaido arc, so we know exactly where we're going to go next, or how the exam's going to be broken. So until next week's episode to deal with, and again, this series can change its air times without any further notice. So maybe we could change it a different day. But until then, leave a like, subscribe, comment, let you with a friend, and I'll see you next time for the manga chapter. Live action review. Live action video. Again, see you until then. Laters.